I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, and I have a standing desk, so I'm standing and I love it. Okay. Anyways, so hi guys, I'm Erica Ballard, healthy living expert and coach, and today I'm going to talk to you about the all-in or an all-out myth, or all-in or all-out myth. Now, the reason that this has been coming up for me is because I have had so many clients and so many people come up to me and say, like, I can't get healthy because I'm all in or all out. And what they mean is, like, I can't have one piece of pizza because then I'm going to eat the whole pie. Or I can't have one peanut butter M&M because if I have one peanut butter M&M, I'm going to eat the whole bag, right? And so this is a myth, right, that we have in our head. But this is what we tell ourselves as to why we have to put rules and regiments around our health. So we say things like, right, I can't have one peanut M&M because I'll eat the whole freaking bag. Here's what's interesting, is if you take this and you turn it to your work life, the all-in mentality, super stellar. You love how hard you work. Hey girl, you love how hard you work. So going all in at work is totally fine. The fact that, like, your relationship suffers, the fact that your health suffers, the fact that your sleep suffers doesn't matter because you're all in at work. Now, here's what's crazy. What's good in work and business is bad in food. So what's good in work and business is bad in food. And the reason we're blinded by this, right, the reason we're blinded by it is because it's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. So your brain has some fuckery going on, so you can't see that the two are somehow connected. But Dan Mendelow, who was on my podcast, the Full Plate Podcast, he said something that really stuck with me, which is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I'm going to say that again. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So when you go ham and really hard at work, but you can't touch a peanut M&M because otherwise you're going to eat the whole thing, they're the same thing because they're a defense mechanism against a fear that you have. It's a defense mechanism against the fear that you have. Because in the last live, what I told you guys was that the reason that we all suck at meditation is because we hate to be still. Right? Still makes us uncomfortable, which is why in work it's okay that we're running around like crazy people, because we're not actually being still. And because we're not actually still, right, like, we feel more safe, even though we're actually just running away from the fear that we have, right? Even though we're running away from the fact that we feel like we're an imposter, even though we're running away from the fact that we think that we're actually not worthy of this job, even though we're running away from the fact that, like, we're not good enough. The thing is, you're running away from the same thing that you are also trying to run away from by not eating those peanut M&Ms. Because when you eat the whole thing, when you go all in with food, you're having the same thoughts. You're afraid that you're a failure. You're afraid that you're going to be found out, that you're not as great as you are. You're going to actually buy into the fact that you don't think that you're worthy. Because guys, you're running away from the same fear. It doesn't matter if you're going all in at work or you're going all in the peanuts. When you start to, like, peanut M&Ms, when you start to really think about it, when you start to ask yourself as to why, what's happening is you're running away from the same fears, or you're trying to put boxes on the same fears. So people will say, well, then how do I stop doing this? It's fairly simple. You just got to ask yourself why this bothers you so much. Like, what is the root cause of this? So if you're running around at work, I wouldn't start with the M&M piece. I wouldn't start with going all in the food, because you're going to end up throwing yourself a little bit of a pity party, which is okay, but as long as it's short. I would start with, why do you want to work so hard at work? Why are you going ham and hard and all the things that you feel are actually good, and go there, hey girl, and figure that out. Because I'm going to tell you, whatever the answer is there is the same reason why you're putting rules around the fact that, like, you're not allowed to have one M&M. It's the same reason why you eat the whole bag. Essentially, just to, like, cut to the chase of it all, essentially you don't think you're worth it. You don't think you're worthy of wherever it is that you're at. And so you're using this defense mechanism, the all in or all out piece, to prove that point to yourself. You're going to go in at work and you're going to run away from your actual fear. You're going to work really hard, and this is a good thing because you're working really hard to be successful. But when it comes to food, it's bad, and you're putting these rules on yourself because you're afraid that if you do the things or allow yourself to do the things that might actually feel good, that you're actually a failure, right? Both places you really think that that's what's happening. So question then becomes, right, like, but I'm really scared. Like, all right, I figured out the why. What do I do? You just start talking to yourself a little bit differently. It's always the answer. You wire your brain, you shift your mindset. It's so much simpler than we think. Of course you do, Brian. So you start to rewire your brain. You start to tell yourself something different. because you got to form that habit. You got to form that frame of mind, right? And you're completely capable of doing it. It's actually like the easiest thing or simplest thing to do is you just start telling yourself that you're not scared, that frame it in the positive, of course, like that you are worthy of this, that you can do this, and it starts to give you the freedom. You start to give yourself some grace in order to do the things that you want to do. All right, so if you're based in Indy and you want some more information about, thanks, Jamie. It is like you just got to talk to yourself differently. So if you're in Indy and you want to talk about how to get in control, how to really get to this set of like mindset piece, come Thursday, July 19th, we're going to have a dinner party, or I'm throwing a dinner party with Teresa Sabatine, and we're just going to have this conversation. There's, we're only having 20 people there, and there's only 15 slots left. So if you're interested, we're going to have some food and wine and just chat about all this stuff so that you actually get the tools to do what it is that you want to do. So links in my bio. I'll put something somewhere depending on where I'm at, Facebook or Instagram. But yeah, guys, just remember, the all in, the all out, it's a fucking myth. It's a myth. It's a defense mechanism because you're running away from what you're scared of. Your goal or your job is to figure out what it is so that you can have 5 M&Ms instead of a whole bag, so that you can actually find some balance in work, because that's what we're all looking for anyways. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, DM me. I'm here to help you out however I can. All right. Bye for now, guys.